The siren you hear at midnight. It might not be an ambulance or a police car. It was first seen between two poles in Arizona, and after that, children in the town began to disappear. If you ever hear this sound, never follow it, because this is the call of Siren Head. If you enjoy chilling tales like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you truly enjoyed the video. Now, let me tell you this story from the very beginning. Siren Head is a creature far beyond what the human mind can imagine. Its thin, skeletal body stretches more than 12 meters into the sky. It seems to have no skin at all. Instead, its surface is covered with a mixture of rusted metal and dried flesh. Its arms are long, its fingers twisted and bony, like monstrous claws gripping the earth as it walks. But the most terrifying part is that instead of a face or a head, it has two enormous sirens. The sirens slowly rotate, scanning the darkness, and from them comes not just a low hum, but voices, a lost child's scream, a mother's desperate cry for help, a police announcement, or the voice you trust the most, the voice most familiar to you. It sounds so real to the human ear that you cannot stop yourself from following it. But as you draw closer, the sirens grow louder and louder until they erupt into a shriek powerful enough to shatter your eardrums with it. Nature itself falls silent. Birds do not sing, the wind dies, the air grows heavy. You cannot meet its gaze, because it has no face. But as the sirens turn, it feels as if it is watching you. It paralyzes its victims, shatters their minds, and slowly drags them into death through fear. Some sources say Siren Head is the result of secret experiments conducted during the Cold War designed to spread fear and panic over long distances. But it slipped out of control, escaping into deserts and forests as a living disaster. Other accounts claim it is far older, a curse from ancient times that has manifested in the modern world. Trapped between poles and power lines, it is a demon that mimics human voices through rusted sirens. And whenever children go missing in towns, whenever midnight screams mix with siren wails, the same name is whispered, Siren Head. The story begins in the mid-1960s. Richard and Mary Collins, a couple living in Texas, led an ordinary life. But Richard suffered from the same nightmare night after night, an endless desert, strange sounds rumbling in the sky, and a colossal shadow standing between two poles. Meanwhile, when Mary was home alone, she often heard a static crackle, like a broken radio turning itself on and off by the summer of 1966. This unease consumed them. Out of nowhere, they decided to vacation in Arizona. Their friends were puzzled. Why not the beach? Why an empty desert? But the couple seemed drawn there, as if pulled by an invisible force. During the trip, Mary heard strange broadcasts on the radio. Richard felt the steering wheel tremble whenever the shadows of power poles stretched across the road. A few strangers even warned them, don't drive too far into the desert at night. But the couple ignored the warnings. Night fell, and the Collinses checked into the Desert Sun Motel in Arizona. Faded wallpaper, the drone of the air conditioner, a heavy silence filling the room. Mary swore she could still hear static. Richard laughed it off, but at midnight, A strange siren echoed outside. At first, they thought it was distant, but it grew closer. Richard pulled back the curtain, and behind the motel, between the poles, a shadow moved on its own. Under the moonlight, the shape became clear, a long, thin body, and in place of a head, two enormous sirens. From them came garbled radio noises. Then, suddenly, a scream. A little girl's cry for help. Richard and Mary froze in place. The creature turned toward them, its sirens blasting with a piercing wail. Mary let out a muffled scream. Richard grabbed her arm and they ran. Behind them, the massive shadow advanced slowly, each step shaking the ground. They leaped into their car. The engine refused to start. The sirens split their ears. Mary prayed in panic. Suddenly, the engine roared to life. Richard slammed the accelerator, and the car sped into the desert road, leaving behind a cloud of dust. In the rearview mirror, the creature still stood between the poles, unmoving, as if silently watching them leave. From that night on, the Collins couple never spoke of their Arizona trip again. But in their ears, that cursed siren sound echoed for the rest of their lives. Years passed. In the summer of 1978, 11-year-old Emily Parker, who lived in a house on the edge of town, began to hear strange sounds from the woods. Police sirens, and sometimes her name whispered in a familiar voice. Her mother laughed it off, but Emily's words grew more terrifying. "Mum, there's a voice calling to me from the sirens. There's something out there. It looks like poles, but it moves." One evening, while playing behind the house, Emily called out to her mother, "It's calling me. It sounds like Dad's voice." And she walked into the forest. The sun set, but Emily never returned. Her family searched with flashlights. The only sound they heard was the faint, crackling wail of a siren from between the trees. That night, Emily vanished. All that remained was a red hair clip lying on the ground. The townsfolk began to whisper, "The creature the Collins couple saw years ago has returned." It was Siren Head who took Emily. People said they still heard strange announcements and screams in the woods at night. Parents warned their children, "Don't go out after dark." And Emily's name became part of a terrifying legend whispered through the town, Siren Head's first victim. From that day on, the sirens in the woods never stopped, and the people of the town still refuse to let their children outside after dark. Because the next voice might be calling your name, the Collinses escaped. Emily never came back, but no one knows who Siren Head will call next. Perhaps, in the silence of the night, the siren you hear will be calling out to you. So, tell me, if you heard a siren in the middle of the night, would you follow it? Or would you run? Leave your answer in the comments below for more terrifying stories. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like the video. And remember, the next siren you hear might be much closer than you think.